Okay, everybody, I haven't recorded in a while because I've had laryngitis, but it's coming back. So, lesson 2.6, and we're talking about factoring. So the idea is to factor. What we want to do is find the roots. And the roots are going to be like the zeros, which are also like the x-intercepts, okay? So I took example 1, and I set it equal to 0, and I factored. Because it's an x to the fourth equation, I went x squared, multiples of 28, 4 and 7. They're both negative. We're going to get the negative 11x squared, okay? I did my mini equations, set them both equal to 0, and I got two answers, plus minus 2, which turns out to be these two x-intercepts. And then I solved over here for the x squared minus 7 plus 7, took the square root of 7. Now I need a calculator because I need to graph these. So my calculator showed me it was about 2.6, so plus minus 2.6 and minus 2.6. I know that because that's a positive fourth and behaviors off to infinity, it has to have 1, 2, 3, 4 real zeros or x-intercepts, okay? All right. Example 3 was very similar, except it's an x cubed. I did it by grouping, so I put these two together and pulled out a common x squared. Put these two together and I put out a common negative 12. Left me the x squared times the 3x minus 1. If I pull out the negative 12, these would be 3x minus 1. These two have in common the parentheses x minus 3. That's what they have in common. What's left over is the x squared minus 12. Again, I have my mini equations. I set the 3x minus 1 equals 0, solving at 1/3. So there's my 1/3 as a 0. Added 12, took the square root, which is about 3.46, blah, blah, blah. So it's about 3.5. So negative 3.5 and a positive 3.5. And again, end behavior is positive, so I know it has to head off to infinity. So I have 1, 2, 3 real roots. Okay. On the back side, I have two equations, and if I were to graph them, I know one's a line and the other is a cube, so it looks like this. They should intersect at 3 points. So I thought, okay, well, how do they intersect? Well, so I set them equal because that's where they intersect. They intersect where they're equal, so I set the equations equal. Brought over 3x. I factored out an x. I factored again, x squared minus 4. So I got an x minus 2, x plus 2. So my zeros were at 0, negative 2, and 2. Well, I need the corresponding y value because I need points, so I plug them both into my y equals 3x. So I plug in 0, and I get 0. I plugged in my negative 2, and I got negative 6. I plugged in my 2, and I got 6. So these are my 3 points. And I graphed it a little bit better, and there it is. Okay? So that's that. And the homework.